coming weekend, dear?
I will just practice and learn something new. I think so.
Yes, because your IELTS will be on December 20, right?
I've changed it to December 17th
Oh, it's
because
very near.
yeah, because
Why?
I have my uh, interim exam on 20th.
Okay. So that will be next week, right?
Yeah,
December 17, that will be
next
next
Friday.
week Friday. Yes, I
Yeah,
see. Okay. Okay, just don't be nervous. I told you already the tips, the key and everything to make it, it's very easy to think or to answer it like that, and especially the introduction. Dear, always remember, make your introduction the best, because if you make the introduction good, you will end the sentences good. Always remember that, okay?
yeah.
Okay, let's start now. Okay, let's start now. I'm just going to have here in the part two first. This is nice, okay? I have a question for you in the part two here, which is, hold on, and number 16. Okay, so I want you to describe to me someone who is older than you that you admire. Okay, describe someone who is older than you that you admire. Okay, this is what you should say: who this person is, how you knew this person, what kinds of thing you like to do together, and explain how you feel about this person.
Okay, so speaking of also someone who is older than me that I always admire. The
Mhm.
first, the, the first person that came to my mind is
Mhm.
my mother.
Okay.
Well, what I have to tell you that I think my mom is a very great woman who can who have a very who can work very well and she can assist many things in our home. By the way, she's a successful woman.
Mhm.
She is a very good doctor that everyone will admire her in her hospital. Um, Even many CEOs or many rich men often send her emails or call her to have her, um, to listen to her advice. And in our home, she always decide on many big decisions like buying houses or buying um, things. By the way, what I always go shopping and I always share things with her because I don't. I'm still young, so I don't have many advice. I don't have many experience, so
Uh-huh.
I want to listen to her advice.
Uh-huh.
So that I used to not I used to be not get on very well with my mother
Uh-huh.
because we argue very many times in the past. But now I've grown up and me and my mom always talk together every day.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, okay, wait for a moment.
Like these days I have to prepare for both IELTS and many internal exams, so I am very tired.
It's okay, dear. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, okay, next. Okay. I love the introduction. They always told you to use that word, and then you still remember it. The word speaking of, first of all, speaking of, and then you mentioned also the first person that comes to my mind. I love that. Okay,
yeah,
but I heard that here, everyone admire her in her hospital. You said that. Okay,
yeah.
you can change it like this, dear, to make it more. It's like to make it the sentence is more beautiful, like that. You can change it because you mentioned here that everyone admired her in the hospital. You can change it like that. She's the kind of woman that everyone will admire. Sorry, she's a doctor, and she is a kind of woman that everyone will admire inside and outside the hospital. Okay,
Okay.
you can add like that, inside and outside the hospital. It's not like um we are not just describing her as she as a doctor. We are describing your mom as she as a woman. Okay,
Yeah.
you can
True.
change it like that. Okay, she
Okay.
is a doctor, and she is a kind of woman that everyone will admire outside and inside and outside the hospital. Okay, like that. And then I love the ending. I love the ending. You mentioned that we always have arguments, or we always argue before, but I have grown up. And you can add like this: I have grown up and I realized something, that having a good relationship with your mom and having her advice will help you as I grow up. You can mention with that there, okay? As I grow up, I have grown up like that. I realized something, that having a good relationship with my mom, as well as hearing all of her advices, will help me for my future, like that, or her advices will help me, like that. Okay, you can change like that, dear, because the ending is it's like it's incomplete. Okay, there's something incomplete in the ending. You can change like that. Okay, that you realize something, that having a good relationship with your mom as you grow up, and at the same time dear, you can hearing all of her advices will help you a lot. Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
don't
I
forget
see.
about that. Okay, don't forget about that. And especially when you are describing, actually this is nice. I love that your mom is the first one that comes to your mind, dear. And don't just describe her as she a doctor. Describe her also as a woman, as a very powerful woman, as a admirable woman as well. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
okay, don't forget about that. Okay, okay,
Okay. I see.
okay, I will note it also. And
Okay.
she is a kind of that every will admire. Okay,
Okay.
inside and outside the hos- hospital. Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Next one. As I going up, I realize that having a good relationship with my mom will help me a lot. Relationship with my mom and hearing all of her advices will help me a lot. Present until the future. You can also say the today's, present until the future. Okay, like that.
Okay.
Okay, okay. This is some example. Okay, next one. Okay, let's move on to the okay
Okay.
part. But actually, it's good. There's just something incomplete that you need to add more information there. Okay, I love how you deliver
Okay.
it. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing. I mean, you don't need to change it. Just add something more. Okay.
Yeah. I see.
Okay, just add something more. Okay, next one here. Okay, we are going to move on to part three, dear. Part three, number two. Okay, this is nice. Who behaves better when waiting? Children or adults?
Well, in my opinion, when I think about whole behavior, more can who behave better when waiting. I
Mhm.
often think about adults, you
Yes.
know, because adults always have more experience than children, and children don't have more knowledge. They
Mhm.
often, children often cry or get annoyed by um, lining up when waiting. They always have like hate that a lot, and they get annoyed about that. But about adults, they
Mhm.
often be more patient than
Mhm.
kids, so that they can wait as long as they can, or they will leave without any bad behavior.
Okay.
I think,
Right.
yeah,
Very good. Very good. That's it. That's it, dear. I love how you said it. Okay, because
yeah,
adults are more experienced than children, and children doesn't have enough knowledge. Very good. I love that. Very good.
thank
I love
you.
that. Yes. Okay. You don't need to change anything. you, if you can say that exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. If the introvert asked you, okay, you can tell them that exactly as what you said earlier. Very good. I love that. Okay. You
thank
don't
you.
need to change anything with that. Next question here. Okay. This is nice. Number three. Compared to the past, are people less patient now? Why?
Well, I think that uh, are less patient now because they will always like people now are always want to do everything, and I think that life now is faster, much more faster than in the
Mm-hmm.
past.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has their things to do, like they have to go to work very early, and they have to stay there until late afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
After um, after working, they have to get home and do the housework, and so they are always busy.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the past, I think that there I think that men will have their own purpose, like they have to go to work, and women have to stay home and do housework. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have to share things with each other, and they have more time to do it. So that I think that even they have more inequality in gender, but but the life there is lower than right now.
Okay. I'm shocked on the ending. Okay. I didn't expect that you will mention the word equality. I love
Yeah,
that.
I don't actually I don't really know, but I just
I
say
just
whenever
said
I
it.
think. Yeah,
Ah, yes. Actually, I'm also shocked on the ending of your sentences because you mentioned equality. I love that. Okay, I love
yeah,
that,
okay.
dear. In a very short sentences, it's like you told me the whole story. Like that, you mentioned about the differences of a woman and a man. At the same time, the differences on what they do in just a short sentences. I love that, dear. And then I love that you mentioned here that um um it's faster than the time now is faster than before. And at the same time we need to go to the work early. We've been so busy. I love that we've been so busy. After going to the work, we need to go home also to do the household. And then you mentioned now that a wife need to stay at home, do the household, and the man need to go to work, like that. And
Yeah,
then you mentioned about the equality, the gender equality. I love that. I love that. I didn't expect that also. I didn't expect that you are going to mention it there.
yeah.
But I
Thank
love
you.
the ending. I love the ending. Okay, you don't need to change anything also. What you said, you can say it exactly on your IL test. I love that,
Yeah,
especially the
thank you.
ending. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the ending. Okay, next one. Next one here. Hold on for a moment. Wait. Okay. Okay. Next one here, number four. Okay. Number four is okay. What are the positive and negative effects of writing on society? Can you hear me clearly, dear?
Yeah, I still can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. What are the positive? Actually, this is a very hard question. What are
Okay.
the positive and negative effect of writing on society?
Well, in my opinion, I think that speaking of positive effect, I think that will improve people's patience. Like, whenever they have to wait for a very long time, for instance, they have to wait for food or they have to wait for their work assignments,
Mm-hmm,
they always need to be very polite and not to behave badly. So
mm-hmm,
that's, I think that they can learn how to manage their behavior.
mm-hmm,
And nevertheless, about negative effects, I think that it will take people's long time because,
mm-hmm.
as I've said, people now are very busy because they have to go to work and they have to many things to do.
Okay, very
They
good.
even don't have time for themselves at home.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
that's waiting for a long time will
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
take a lot of their time, and it even make people get more stressed and exhausted.
Okay, very good. Very good, dear. Okay. Yes, everything is okay. Okay, just like what I've said earlier, you in a very short sentences you were able to explain it in a very short sentences. I love that. Very good. Okay, I was surprised with you in the part three.
Actually, because in part two I have to speak for a long time, so
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, I love that. In a very short sentences, that is what we need to do. That is our goal, dear. We need to make in a very short sentences, we need to make, I mean, we need to put more information like that.
Yeah,
That is what I'm looking for. And you are doing great. You know, dear, you are doing great now. I can see that you are mentioning a lot of information in such a very short sentences, which is what I want to hear. Okay,
yeah, thank
that's
you.
good. Yes, next one. Okay, okay, next. Okay, this one. Okay, number in the topic two. Okay, and the topic two, number three. How can parents guide or help their children to do things that seem difficult? Oh, this is a bit hard, especially at your age. How can parents guide or help their children to do things that seem difficult?
Actually, in my own perspective, I think there are lots of ways that that parents can help their children to do
Mm-hmm,
things that difficult.
mm-hmm,
Actually, in America or in England, they often let their kids to do it themselves because they think that doing it by themselves will help them to improve their skills and their experience. After
mm-hmm,
that, they can do many difficult things alone without the help of their parents. But some kind of families in Vietnam or Asian countries, they always help their children to manage it so that I think it's still a good thing so that children can have more advice and experience
mm-hmm,
from their parents so they can
mm-hmm.
will
Very good.
also can do that things by themselves in a very different way.
Okay, very good. Okay, wait for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, more advice. Okay, I love you mentioned here also. I love that you compare two country in just short sentences. You mentioned here about England because in England they let the children do do things alone or by
Yeah.
themselves like that. Okay, but in Asia we usually help our children, and at the same time I love the ending there. Okay, you can add more, but actually that's enough. You mentioned here that the children needs to hear more advice from their parents. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
children, I love that. Children needs to hear more advice from their parents. You can just say like this, well, for my opinion, at the ending, okay? Just add that word. Well, for
Yeah.
my opinion, children needs to hear more advice from their parents. Okay? I love that. You
Okay, I
can
see.
you can end it like that. Just add the word in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, I love that you compare two country in very short sentences. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
see.
Yes, really good. I'm really surprised with you now, dear. I'm really
Thank you.
proud of you. If I am the interviewer, I'll be so happy to see. I'll be so happy on your answers. Next one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ah, nah, this one. Number 5. Is confidence important? Is confidence important? Hmm.
Number five, right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, in my opinion, I think that in every aspect of life, confidence is always important. You know, the important, the confidence will, take many part of your work. Like if you have a presentation, if you are confident, you will have very high mark and you can manage all your presentation. Or even you are loved yourself, this a behave of confidence so that you can take care for yourself more, and you can also learn how to take care for the others. So
Mm-hmm.
that I think, so this is very true in every kind of school or work or social environments.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence is always vital.
Okay. Okay. Wait for a moment.
Okay.
Environment. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, you mentioned here. I love the introduction in every aspect in our lives. I love that. Don't change it. I love it in
Okay.
every aspect in our lives. I love that. Confidence. Okay, you mentioned also that confidence is uh take takes many part of our lives. I love that. You can also add like this. Confidence take many parts of our lives. Um, for example, even in arts. Sorry, in art, on your work, art, and even how to speak. Okay,
Yeah.
or and then you mentioned also that confidence is very important, especially in social environment, work, school, talking with other people, talking with other foreign people, like that. I love that. I love the endings, especially you mentioned about the word social environment. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, because the confidence is very important, especially in social environment. That is what I want to hear also, dear. If you don't mention that, I will give you the also that word. And I'm glad that you mentioned it, okay? Because that's the first thing that the confidence um do in our lives, especially in the social environment. And also, dear, the introduction, don't ever change the introduction. Well, in my opinion, I love that. Well, in my opinion, in every aspect in our lives, I love that. Don't ever change it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. Okay, dear. So you always did great. You always did great. Keep on practicing, but especially on the part 3, I've seen that you did great. Okay, you did great. Especially the introduction. You are, you always did great. I'm very proud of you, and I'm really shocked, especially on the ending. And I didn't see it coming.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, dear. Okay. So I'll see you again next session then. Thank you so much for attending our class. Okay. I'll see you again. Bye bye. And don't be nervous. Keep on practicing. I'll help you with that. Okay.
Okay, thank
Bye
you.
bye. Good night.
Good night. Goodbye.
Bye.